How's yours going? Maybe what color did you choose to color your graph in?
Oh, that's what we're doing. Turquoise purple.
No, on yours. Do you have like a highlighter you use? Or did you color it in pencil?
Yeah.
Alright, Dominic, where do I start my line? Okay, alright. Which -3? Everybody starts it on the wrong one. On the y-axis. And then, where do I move after I begin there? Where do I move? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna make a mistake. I'm gonna do it wrong on purpose. See who knows what it is. Alright, this is wrong. Points off. It's supposed to be dash.
Oh man.
Dash line. It's a dash line because there's no line under it. So remember to dash it. Equal signs are solid. These are dashers, just like an open circle versus a closed dot. Am I done? No. I gotta color it in. Now this reads y is less than. So I put my pen here, my pencil. And since y is less than, I color under. I color lower. Yeah, you can just use your pencil. This is a full credit graph. Did anybody on their own do a full credit graph?
Yes, definitely. I got it correct.
I'm gonna set it up for you.
That's correct now.
So number 2 is not set up in the most ideal way. Y is not alone. So it's not in y equals mx plus b format. Y'all can put your devices away. Everybody who has a device out. Alright, so what do I have to do to put this in y equals mx plus b format? Yeah, I'm going to move the x. So since it's not y equals mx plus b, I'm going to move x myself. I'm going to rearrange this so that it looks how I want it to. Minus x from both sides. So my problem is now y greater than negative x plus 3. This is a better start. Because I subtracted it. So I like, when I have to graph, I like y alone.
His arms are short, dude. You gotta imagine.
It was very refreshing. Alright. So, Patrick, how do I graph this line, the better one?
Okay, so pretty much you're going to put a point at 3.
3.
Okay, now you're going to come down 1 and over 1 for x.
Shh, y'all be quiet. Okay, so here it is. And I'm going to remember to dash it.
Yeah, and you're going to color the top.
And I'm going to color up because it says y greater. This is, oh, did I go? Sorry. I was supposed to wait and I didn't. I wouldn't have if you guys were quiet. It freaked me out.
You guys could be quiet.
Freaked me out. I felt like I had to go. Everybody blames me. So as it turns out, number 2 was actually straight from your homework. And the reason I put it in Bellwork because I knew people would make mistakes on it because I wasn't alone.
I definitely made mistakes on that.
So when you're done, open your workbook to page 71. I want to see your shading of your graph.
So like, what if you shaded, but like
Then you need to work on correcting it while I walk around.
Alright. Oh, he told me this last night. I just went on tour. Yeah, I did. 10, bro. All I had next to my bed, bro. No, that's not racist. Jax will be saying that's racist. Bro, those kind
You guys, while I walk around and give you credit, why don't you guys attempt 1 through 4? Go ahead and do 1 through 4 while I walk around.
You did the 1 through 4?
No, he was a man. Come on, Kale. He's good. And Kale. Oh, okay. I did it kind of right. I did it right and wrong.
So number 5 is
I didn't do it right.
number 5 challenging. There's no X. There's no X in the equation in 5. So because of that, there's no slope. If there's no X, there's no rise over run. So a line without a rise over run is horizontal. So everybody correct 5. If you went up 1 over 1, redo it. You know what? Don't erase. Just get a pen out and do it in pen correctly over your wrong one. Okay?
I accidentally did it in 10.
I can't emphasize enough how many people get this wrong.
Wait, which part of that is wrong?
If your line is diagonal at all.
Oh, it's not diagonal. It's just under the.
I was thinking it was that, but
Oh,
I also
mine's
didn't
wrong.
think it at the same
Shoot.
time.
Shoot. As I say that, mine is wrong. It should be down here. Sorry. A -1. I had mine at +1. Oh, you went X. So that would be an undefined line. Yeah, so if there was no Y, that's what it would look like. Yeah, so the yellow is correct, not the pencil.
Hey, I got number 6 right. Number 7. I didn't dash it. I got most of them correct except mine. That's funny. That girl who's on boat, she's TikTok famous. TikTok famous. Oh, what? No, the girl who's on the boat. She's like. Yes, ma'am. Oh no. Holy Lord. Stop it with the negativity, Dominic. Oh yeah, we got a big problem though, right?
Number one is B. Yeah.
I love to see you making corrections. I really do.
I make corrections.
And then the other two are
Okay.
I did these 2 wrong.
Just correct them. Just correct them.
Dude, I was living on ceviche all day on Saturday. So it's like, so it's not some snack.
Alright, does anybody have any questions? Okay, I have something. Oh, is my door not there? I'm going to tell you guys about an optional project today. It's optional. You ready, Thomas? Why don't you face forward? So about this optional project, I'm giving it to you today so that you have time over Thanksgiving break to work on it if you want.
What is it?
It's got 2 parts. The first part's due November 30th, and the second part's due December 7th.
Is it like extra credit?
So you have a long time to do it. It's not extra credit, it's optional credit. So it's worth 100 points. So it's like doing a 100-point test and getting an A on it, right? So it's just like adding points to your average, right? So it's not extra credit, optional credit. So before I answer that, I don't enter, like, if you do it and it flops, I won't put the optional grade in if it's going to bring your average lower. So don't be scared it's going to hurt you if you sign up to do it. I won't lower your grade. There are groups who end up waiting to the last minute and then turning something in that doesn't satisfy all the criteria, and they don't get a good grade on it. So definitely don't wait till the last minute to do it.
So we can do it in a group?
Yeah, so let's look at the details. I posted it on Schoology.
Let's be honest, you guys on scholarship.
Well, I usually print it out and give everybody a handout, but try not to print as much. You don't have to do it over Thanksgiving. You have a long time. So if you don't want to work it over Thanksgiving, don't. Take your break. Take your break. And again, it's totally optional. You don't have to do it. So it's a video that will bring to life a math concept. So the best idea is to pick a word problem in chapter 1 through 5, and then you act out the word problem, and then you show the math of solving the word problem. So use an example from your book, a word problem, change the numbers a little bit, make it original. You can do a music video. Some people would rather do a music video. There's lots of videos on YouTube about high school math projects of people doing videos. So you can look up examples. You may work with up to 3 partners. So you plus 3 makes 4 people in a group tops. And you can work with students in different classes. The main thing is that I don't want everyone doing the same section. So on the back file cabinet there, I put a sign-up sheet. When you know what section you want to do, like maybe you know for sure you want to do slope formula. You want to go somewhere, you want to video a ramp, you want to show a skateboard going down a ramp, and you want to calculate the slope, right? Then you want to find what section of the book slopes in, and you want to call that section. So you'll put your names on that chapter section on the back file cabinet. Okay? Maybe you want to do X and Y intercepts. Find that section of the book and sign up for it. So on November 30th, what is due? So that's in 2 weeks. The first part is a piece of paper that has your math problem written down. It's got the section in it and the names on it. And so, will you guys stop your conversation? Please. So what I'm going to do for you, and I didn't used to do this, what I'm going to do for you is check your math on November 30th, just to make sure that you don't go through making a video of a bad math problem. So that's why I'm asking you to turn this paper in on the 30th. I can make sure you understand the requirements and that you're going to get the credit you want. And then the videos due the 7th. You turn in your video, you have to create it on YouTube. You can make it completely private and just share it to my email. That's yeah, you have to, that's the most consistent way I have found to open your video. In other formats, sometimes I can't open the video. You're gonna stop your conversation. This is my work laptop is, what's it called? Is this thing?
You can pick it up with like Google.
It's an HP. Oh, yeah, so we have Google Drive now, right? So if you know how to upload to Google Drive and share that to me, fine. This is it. If it's December 7th and I can't open it, you're not getting credit for it. Okay, so YouTube works all the time. So I suggest you try YouTube. Here's the rubric. If what? I don't want to encourage your desire to be viral. So no. Think you guys should let that go. Going viral for acting silly on video is like the least noble way of going viral. Go viral for something amazing one day, not for being silly on a video. That's what I'm gonna say about that. Okay. So guys, here's how you get points. Your math topic is clearly explained, shown work visually and mathematically correct. So sometimes people will come in video in the classroom after school. They'll do the work on the whiteboard because you have to show the work. Sometimes people have whiteboards at home, or you can video yourself just writing it out on paper when you're explaining the work. Now, the video cannot be just you explaining work. It has to be a storyline. It has to be a mix of both, okay? Your video must have a storyline. It can't be, how do you find slope? Here's the formula. Plug in. It's not a tutorial. It's a story. Okay. The time requirement is it has to be over 2 minutes, and that's usually not a problem at all. If you're explaining a whole story, it has not been an issue. Any questions? Yes.
Does it have to be?
No, some people love to work by themselves, and some of the best projects come out from someone working on their own. They don't want to have to get together with anybody. They just want to do it over break. And you can put your family, like sometimes your family's in it, brothers, sisters, moms, dads, and then act it out, get it done, and turn it in. Like sometimes it's best not to overcomplicate things with a whole group of 4 people that you can't kind of get together. I mean, do 4 people if you want to do it, and that's fun for you, but sometimes working by yourself or one other person's a lot easier. Other questions? Okay. All right, then let's do some notes on our new topic.
Like salt. Like the new ceramic thing, it's like super hard. That's what I mean. Like Brad was getting glass. Oh, okay. Dude, high school actually think right. And they're like, oh my god, you have so much homework and work. No. I never have homework except in this class. I still don't think it. I got salt on my face. I dropped my phone. No, I don't. Bad idea, bad idea. I just scratched the inside so bad. We're driving out there. We're gonna have a whatever we want. I can buff it out. see my new truck? Oh, you're not on my private, are you? You got a new truck.
Yeah. I was doing the Warzone game. I don't do recording. Most time on fire.
Alright, so here we are, beginning chapter 6. 6-1 Systems of Equations. Just right this minute.
Right now. We did that on Friday, didn't we?
No, so listen, chapter 5 we covered last week, and it was on inequalities, greater than, less than.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm going to throw those in in a quiz after break. I didn't.
Wait, which break?
After Thanksgiving break, like Friday, like we'll come back and we'll review everything we're covering now. I'm gonna put those inequality problems on the next one.
Isn't it like 3 weeks in between Christmas break?
It's not a long time, yeah. It's not a long
It's
time.
like 2, 3, yeah.
So looking at the overall schedule, I thought it best to just move forward. Alright, so let's read what's up. First off, this is called a system of equations, and a system means at least 2 equations. Okay, so when I look at this picture here, how many lines do I see graphed? 2. I see a red line and a blue line. So this entire chapter is about having 2 equations in one problem, trying to find where those equations meet. Where do equations meet? That's what we're asking. Okay. So, but Will, can you read this word problem? Shh, you guys be quiet while we think about the word problem. Okay, basic financial algebra. This is like step 1 in understanding business. So the blue line is the cost to produce CDs. This is the cost of their music. It's $1,500 just to begin. That's to maybe rent the recording studio, right? $1,500. And so every CD they produce is $4 more. So this is going up by a slope of up 4 over 1. So the blue line is the cost. The red line, it says they sell for 20. So the red line is the profit. We should use the word revenue, not profit. Sorry, $10. So the red line is how much they bring in. Every CD sells for $10. They want to know, when are they going to break even? Like, when will they stop being at a loss for all of their cost? And this point right here is called their break-even point. So this is directly, I took this picture looking at your book just now. So this is, if you want to read about it in your book, it's chapter 6-1. Their break-even point, they have to sell 250 CDs, and they will bring in $2,500. And that's when you break even. After they sell $251, they're starting to actually earn money. This is when their cost meets their revenue. Okay? So break-even points are really important. So we're going to spend a long time talking about how to solve for break-even points. This one's easy because it's already graphed for you. Today you're going to practice graphing 2 lines and finding where they meet. Okay, let's start. Here we go. So there's lots of ways mathematicians have figured out how to do break-even points. Not all of them involve graphing. The first way you learn is to graph. So graph the equations carefully on the same coordinate grid and find their point of intersection. I'm gonna give you guys a piece of graph paper unless you have it. So get out a piece of graph paper. What I want you to do, sometimes I give out graph paper and students like use half the page for a graph, and that's important because that's kind of graph. For these, I want you to really try to try to fit at least 6 on one side because I'm giving you homework in the textbook. So I want you to use like the front for notes and the back for homework. If you don't have your own graph paper. If you have your own graph paper, get it out.
Yeah, I have 10 there, and then I have my textbook there, so in case I forget to do it, I'll do it there. Because when I'm in bed, I don't read. You don't. Your bed must be very, very. Yeah, it's got massage. Oh my god. Level you out. So it actually works. So.
If you want to label the top of this graph paper, keep stacked lines in the organized with it, you can. I know I was stingy on the graph paper with inequalities, but if you're trying to find the exact place 2 lines meet, graphing them very carefully is important.
Yes.
Yeah, right now you're doing A.
Yeah. Don't hurry up.
So, yeah. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I'm hoping you can fit your homework on the same paper. I know it's a whole like balancing act. All you have to do is erase your X though and move your X down. You can leave this one, erase this one, and move it down a few notches. Because the first one has to go to 10. Sorry. I might have freaked you out about saving paper. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. So, well, I have to begin at 10 on my first line. So if you didn't go to 10, you just erase the horizontal axis and move it down.
Good idea going by 2.
Well, you could, but if your line crosses not on a even number, I don't know how that's gonna work for you. Yeah, I mean, I trust that you can figure that out, Jake. So go for it. And then we're gonna go down 3 and right 1. You just no. You just have to go to 10, and I'm sorry if you didn't. Just go right next to it. I've never told students to save paper before, and I'm never doing it again. Freaked you out. Like, oh, just try to fit everything in there. Now you're too small. So I'm not gonna say that the rest of the day. I'm just gonna have people graph, and if they run out of space, that's on them. Okay. Am I going too quick? Are you guys with me? Okay, my bad. Let me just chill. I don't want to find the answer before it really ruins the discovery.
I might go to the Dollar General store when I get home. Some of that crayon shit. So good. Yeah, I'm gonna get some of
Sometimes people make videos.
You don't like candy cane? Oh.
those candies are the best. This one's not. Really?
Ritz has one?
Starburst. They're guys so good.
I know Starburst has one, but I didn't know.
I did get some of them too.
Alright, grab the second line.
I don't like the I like
That's because he has one with that.
Anybody got an answer yet?
Yeah.
I'm almost there. Actually, yeah, I have an answer, kind of.
Yeah, Don?
Well, I can't really see that.
so slow.
Let's hear it. Does it cross? Oh, I see a point.
It crosses.
I see a point. I see another point. I see the answer. Up one over one. Up one over one.
Oh, right.
My solution is 3 comma. It's an ordered
I
pair.
was right, miss, even though it was I was right.
Ta-da! Okay. I got something to tell you.
What are you gonna tell me?
Are we good to move on? I'm gonna wait a minute. There's a little bit of vocabulary associated with this, and that's what I'm gonna tell you next, and then I'm gonna be done. The last thing I have to tell you is vocabulary. It's so cool to see them. Everyone's matching the same place. Everybody graph the same line. We're putting that up. Let's meet up at the same place. This is actually similar to how GPS works. Did I get to show you a video of how GPS works? Yeah, GPS uses several satellites, and and where they meet is where they're. Okay. Hey, here's the visual of the vocabulary that you need to know. All right, so sometimes your lines are parallel and they'll never meet. You guys know what the word parallel means? Okay. If you graph parallel lines that never meet, you have to call that no solution. In the fancy word terminology is inconsistent. Okay? The one that we just graphed is called consistent independent. It actually crosses in just exactly one place. Sometimes you graph a line and it's surprising. You find out that it was actually the exact same line graphed twice. So this is like purple and blue. They have every solution or every point in common, and that's called consistent dependent. So I require you to know these terminologies. So take a moment and draw, terminology. And also, while you're writing this and thinking about it, I'll tell you what page number is on. And well, you have to know it. So this is page 335 of your textbook. I will be emphasizing the vocabulary as we go through. So the one we just did, we would call consistent and independent because it has one solution.
Oh, I see.
So when you're done and you feel you understand the terminology, write down your assignment. It's in the textbook.
Yes, ma'am.
And graph those ones. Graph those ones in the book. Number 9, you guys, I'll do with you tomorrow.
Yeah, bro, that sounds so fun.
You guys, number 9, I'm going to do with you tomorrow, so don't get freaked out about that. And then 10 through 13, I want you to graph on your own. Yeah, definitely. Be sure to graph number 10 through 13. They show you a picture for 10 through 13, but I want you to graph it anyway. Yeah, I want you to read it and accept it. What I don't want you to do is stop your homework and get to 9. So sometimes if I don't do this, people will be like, well, I couldn't do 9, so I stopped. Yeah, when I get confused, I honestly. Yeah, so go on to number 10 and graph it. Who's playing games?